Now, in business,
Yes.
we hear about the glass ceiling for women. But I just learned today before going on the air that Jim Rossi has smashed the glass ceiling. Do you want to tell us about that?
Let's talk about the glass ceiling a little bit, I think. I went to a little women's college in upstate New York called Skidmore College.
Okay.
So, and of course, majored in business. So I'm trained in, how to break the glass ceiling because that's what my whole business curriculum, when the ratio was 7-1 at my college, my whole curriculum was based on that. So it's a little humorous to me, to think about all the training I've had in breaking the glass ceiling, which is why
you have
a little bit. Last year, really at the request of one of our sponsors, Veuve Clicquot, the champagne company, they had asked us to try a women's polo event. So we put the word out a year ago this spring and thought maybe we'd be lucky to get 4 teams to come. And the response was tremendous. We had 16 of the country's top women polo players. Women's polo is one of the fastest growing segments, or is the fastest growing segment of the sport. And we had over 16 women last year. They came to Saratoga with their horses, their pros, everything. And we had a women's tournament. And not only that, but we showed them everything the Saratoga destination has to offer. Excuse me, the response was tremendous, and word got out. And this year, long story short, we are having one of the nation's largest women's polo tournaments the last week of July. It starts, I believe, July 26th and runs through August 1st. We have over 32 women that will be competing. In fact, as I was leaving, I heard that there was my office this morning. I heard that another team was coming. So this thing has just really blossomed and has turned into one of the premier women's polo events in the country.
Now, when I know or don't know horse racing and polo, and this is probably a very stupid question, but I'll ask you anyway. Are the people that play polo and ride the horses, are they called jockeys too?
No, they're called players.
Okay. Okay.
And the horses, Joe, are called horses. Or actually, they're not called horses in polo. They're called ponies. So
okay.
That's why they're referred to as polo ponies. And I should probably know why that is, but I don't. I can't remember.
Well, I don't know what you want to call her. I'll call her a jockey. But Mary Ryan, who does the breakfast announcing at Saratoga Thoroughbred Track, she, I believe, was the first female jockey in the United States of America. I don't know whether you knew that or not.
Oh, I didn't.
And you want to see if you could whip her over to your place and.
Well, I'll tell you one thing we're doing. Martina Hingis is the New York Buzz, the tennis operation here in Albany. They have Martina Hingis playing for them this year. They're doing an event at Saratoga Polo on July 15th. Martina apparently is an equestrian, and we're going to teach her how to play polo a little bit and maybe do a little exhibition with her. So
now polo, when you and I first met, we discussed this, and polo is, first of all, I thought, peripheral knowledge of it, I thought of it as something Prince Charles or Prince Andrew would be playing. Number one, a British sport, and number two, it does have an elitist image, but in reality, that's not the case. Could you talk about that?
Sure. Well, first of all, polo is a very expensive sport to play. There's no question about it. One of the things we've been very deliberate about this season is we have one of the country's top polo instructors who's now managing the club, Pam Mudra. She comes from, she manages the Houston Polo Club, and she also had managed the Las Colinas Polo Club outside of Dallas. And one of the things we know is that in order for the sport to continue to grow, people have to try it, and the cost of it shouldn't necessarily be an inhibiting factor, because many people play polo, and many of our local players, for example, they don't have these fortunes that the princes and the the other people who one would normally think play polo. They don't have the resources that a Prince Harry would, but they can still enjoy polo. They can, we teach people how to play. Several people have one or two ponies instead of a whole string of ponies, and we accommodate not only giving folks in that position the opportunity to play, they get an opportunity to play with some of the world-class players and pros who come in and play on our main field matches. So it is absolutely possible to participate in the sport without being a billionaire. And the other thing is that we've been very deliberate about at Saratoga Polo is that you don't need to be in that position to enjoy it.
Right.
And I think there's been a perception for years that somehow you need to belong to a club, or only a certain few are even privy to be able to enjoy it. We've been very deliberate about welcoming everyone. It's open to the public. We have an incredible diversity of people that come and enjoy polo. First of all, it's between 5:30 and about 7:30, 8 o'clock on on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday nights.
Right.
At 5:30. I know from having little kids, you want to get them in bed before most activities start that adults normally want to go to start at 8 o'clock. Ours starts at 5:30. They can come out and enjoy polo, have a night out. The parents get a night out. The kids get a night out and run around, see horses, and enjoy themselves. And you can have them in bed by 8:30. So we do have a general admission side where people bring picnics and dogs on leashes, and families of people of all ages, and people can just dress down and hang out, and it's $25 a carload.
Well, I think what's nice about that is that you can go to Saratoga Polo, you can sit in the restaurant and have dinner like you do at a clubhouse at a racetrack and watch the polo, or at the same time you can, like you go to the drive-in, have a tailgate party, you bring in the family and you back the car up and you got out the lawn chairs and the kids play and watch the horse racing.
Exactly. But on the clubhouse side, it's affordable as well. It's $25 a person instead of $25 a carload.
But it's family oriented.
And it's still family oriented. And I'll tell you, my background is in marketing. I know for a fact that the demographics are identical on both sides. So one shouldn't feel one way or another about, okay, I'm on the general admission side of the house or the clubhouse side. There are people who just choose to want to dress down and, throw on a pair of shorts and go out and not, get all dressed up or whatever for the night. And that's great. We accommodate that. That's perfect. And I would say, even on the clubhouse side, you will see women dressed with hats and, like you would see someone at the clubhouse at the racetrack, but people are also in Bermuda shorts and polo shorts. They're called polo shirts. So, people are still fairly casual on the clubhouse side. And people shouldn't feel intimidated at all or enjoying themselves. It happens to be a little nicer on the clubhouse side. I mean, there are restrooms as opposed to porta potties. There's a full bar and food is available. And we do this year have Lily and the Rose back doing the food. They had been the caterer at Polo when it was just a tent. Okay. And when Bill Ovasacker had built the clubhouse, and they're back working with us on the catering. So it's really a very nice night out. And again, it's something that really can accommodate anyone. There are a lot of different ways to enjoy it. We also have a lot of businesses that entertain there as well.